Yes, thank
Very
you,
good
ma'am. Thank
morning.
you.
On behalf of management and principal sir, on behalf of myself and our and your department also,
Yes,
it is
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you
I
for such a
welcome
warm
you for.
welcome. Sorry, I could log in a little late because I had logged in. She has logged in my laptop, so it was a confusion. Actually, Kanchan is
Okay,
not on this call. I joined meeting
okay.
through her account, and then I realized that actually it is logged in. Then I logged
Okay.
out and again logged
Kanchan
in.
was logged in, so I
Right.
thought
Yeah,
she
I
has.
just opened the link and logged in, and it was actually she who has logged in my account a day or two back.
Okay, okay, fine.
That was the confusion. Okay, hello students.
Hello, Akash. Welcome to
Students
the
are there.
webinar. Yeah,
Yeah,
students are
students are there. They are
students have
joining.
joined.
Yes, yes. I think all the students from 3, 5, and 7 are part of this meeting, right, ma'am?
Yes,
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 all
yes.
the
Okay. So there are some students who don't understand the DBMS, and there are some students who understand DBMS.
yes,
Correct?
yes,
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, because in the link I saw that third semester students are also available.
yes,
So I have made my presentation in which third semester students also can understand what I am trying to say. So I will just go with little basics for say 5-10 minutes, and then we will move to the REST API.
yeah. Okay, before proceeding, Akash, let me give you a brief introduction about yourself, so that everybody is not aware of like who you are. Like the students whom you have taught, they know that you are a part of our VDIT. So the third sem students might not be aware.
Third and even
So
fifth semester students might also be not aware, I think.
yeah, so let me first introduce you, and then we'll start with the session.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello everyone. So, the resource person whom we have today, this is Mr. Akash Konnur. Uh,
Good
he
morning,
is a
everyone.
proud alumni of VDIT. He has passed out in the year 2011, and he has completed his graduation in computer science and engineering from KLS VDIT Hadiyar in the year 2011. He has done his MTech in computer science engineering from SDM CET Dharwad in the year 2013. From 2013 to 2018, Akash has worked as an assistant professor in Department of CSC KLS VDIT Hadiyar. Currently, he is working as a software engineer in Clarity Technologies, Bangalore. Akash, being a very dynamic person, and he initially wanted to work in industry. So, after getting an opportunity, he has shifted to industry. So, now today we have such a dynamic person and a proud alumni of Department of CSC who will be interacting with you, and he will be giving you the introduction about the GraphQL and REST API. Okay, so and one more thing is that Akash, without any hesitation, in spite of his busy schedule, has accepted our invitation to become the resource person for the today's event. I thank Akash for accepting the invitation and being part of the event today.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
It's always a pleasure.
yeah, with this brief introduction of Akash, now I will request Mr. Akash Konnur to start with the session. Akash, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Can I share my screen, ma'am?
Yes, Akash, say.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I will be sharing my screen with you, and I will turn off my camera so that it will consume less bandwidth. I am connected over a mobile hotspot, so you can concentrate on my screen. Okay.
ಕಾಲೇಜ್ದವರ ಲೈಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, sir. Are you able to see my screen? Some one person can unmute and can talk. Somebody, ma'am, of anybody of your choice, so that I will get to know that everybody is
Akash,
actually wearing.
screen is not visible.
Okay, I've actually shared a window. Now, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Akash.
You can see the browser and as well as Microsoft document, right?
Yeah, Microsoft document is there. So this document is 2 pages in a single window.
Yes, yes, I'll change it.
Yeah, you can make it and you can maximize if possible. I think
Yes,
it's fine.
it's fine now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. One student, anybody you can ask to unmute his her mic, ma'am, so that I can just say, get an acknowledgement of they are hearing what I'm trying to say.
Any one student, please unmute yourself and please
Okay,
respond to Akash.
yes, that will really help. Yes. So we'll start. Before we start, get to know what is REST API or GraphQL API. We need to understand how the World Wide Web works. World Wide Web in the sense the meeting to which we are connected right now, or any resource on the web, or anything, any website. Typically, any website, anything that you can open in your browser uses JavaScript to do so. JavaScript is again a scripting language. It was earlier designed for a client-side framework. Now JavaScript has evolved much more behind just being a client-side framework, and you have Node.js, you have AngularJS, you have React.js. These are all JavaScript libraries. Along with that, you have jQuery. So if you want to do something in the web, you have to understand that there are three languages that are most essential. One is HTML, which you usually learn in your 7th semester as a part of subject called as web. Then the next is CSS, cascading style sheet, and JavaScript. These all subjects you learn as a part of your 7th semester web application, or whatever its name is, in that course. Beyond that, learning JavaScript from now will really help you understand how the World Wide Web works. Okay, there are new technologies which are coming in, like machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. All of these frameworks rely on JavaScript, because ultimately, if you want to communicate your application to anybody else, it's only through www. Okay, there is no other way that you can use your assets to communicate to someone else. Maybe it is Android, or it is just a regular typical website, but still you will be using the www always. So knowing this JavaScript will really help you. There are two terminologies which we have to understand when we are learning JavaScript. That is, one is JSON. JSON. What do you mean by JSON? JSON means nothing but JavaScript object notation. And what do you mean by REST? REST is a representational state transfer. Apart from JSON, we have XML based sharing as well, but now it is obsolete. I mean, it is old in technology, and nobody prefers XML based configuration. Everybody wants the data in JSON. So REST API is one such service, one such technology which will produce the response in JSON. So this is one JSON. Whatever you see in the curly braces, it is actually one JSON. Okay, in the JSON, what do we have? It is a key value pair. This is a key and this is a value. This is a key and this is a value. Name is a key, surname is a key, Aadhaar number is a key, phone is a key, and email is a key. And these are the values for all those keys. So what happens? What is REST API? Okay, I'll share an example. You are able to see my browser. Hello? Are you able to see my browser? So in the Google, I'll take it as
Yes, browser is no. Your only Windows screen is visible.
Okay, how do I share the browser?
You share the entire window.
Yeah, I've shared, ma'am, but for some reason it's not accepting, I think. Not presenting your entire application. Allow, always allow. You're able to see now?
No, Akash, only Windows.
Mm-hmm. Just a moment, ma'am. Anything you're able to see, ma'am? Hello, am I audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, Akash, you're audible.
But screen is not still shared, is it, ma'am?
Yeah, that is the only the Windows screen that is visible.
Mm-hmm. not. Is it visible? I'm changing all settings.
No, Akash, you do one thing. You stop press sharing and once again you share the entire window.
Okay. Here your entire screen. Select Windows or screen for enabling. Should entire screen. Okay. Should that be fine? And now is it better, ma'am? You can see my browser.
Yeah, Akash, your browser
Okay.
is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a moment. You're able to see this one as well. Microsoft document as well, students. Hello.
Sir.
Yes, okay, thank you. We will concentrate on the person table, okay. For the third semester students who don't understand table, I have some 4 tables, okay. One is called as person, second one is called as college, third one is called as department, and fourth one is called as department college, okay. I'll explain why we need this and how in REST API we can access these things and how in GraphQL we can access these things with another example. Okay, this is called as relational database in which these are the names of, this is the name of the table, person is the name of the table and the other attributes are name of the entities or rows which you have. For example, the name of the persons are most of them are your all of them are your faculty names because I was also earlier a faculty. I have included my name in this: Akash, Swati, Shivchilesh, Pranesh, Shruti, surname, Aadhaar number, phone, email ID. So why do we want all these details? So if I want to get the list of all the faculties, or if I want to get the list of faculty who belong to a particular college. Now we have a person table. Below that we have a college table. Here we can add colleges, okay. VDRIT, SDM, BLD, BVB, GIT. So many colleges we can add. Then we have a department table. We can have departments like CS, ENC, END, MEC, Civil, etc. etc. Now, in the person table, we have a department college as one field. What is department college? So here, for example, for Swati, if you concentrate carefully, it is 1. For Chivuchalesh, it is 8. Okay. So Chivuchalesh has his own details: name, surname, Aadhaar, phone number, email, and then there is a department college. This is a referred entity. So when we go to department college table, it has again its own ID, department ID, and college ID. So when we look at 8 is referring to department ID 1. Now when we go to department table, 1 is what? CS department. When we go to 8 and look at college ID 3. What is college ID 3? BLD. So when you look at 8, you will understand that this person belongs to department 1, that is CS, and college 3, that is BLD. This person has learned in BLD college computer science department, whereas the first person has learned in computer science department VDRIT, because see, 1 is there here in department college. In department college you will look at 1, department is 1, college is 1. Which is the department 1? CS. Which is college 1? VDRIT. So by looking at those 2 tables, we will get to know department college. So Akash has been part of VDRIT department, VDRIT college computer science department. Okay. So why I am telling this? To tell the difference between what the REST API does. What is REST API? A simply link is called as REST API. This can be one of the REST API link. I was trying to find one global endpoint. Just a moment. REST API example online. You can just hold that and dummy sample REST API example. Okay. So here we have one example. We can take this. Some link is there. Okay. What is REST? I will explain. Before that, we will see how it works. I will copy and I will paste it in my browser. Okay. So I got something as a JSON. What is this JSON? Anything being a part of, okay, I can zoom a little. You can see. Now I typed something in the browser, and what I got a JSON response. Now it has status, success, data. Data is an array. In that again we have a JSON, ID, employee, tiger, employee name. So many things are there. Okay, this is a JSON. Now this appears very much in appears very crude. Now what is my browser supposed to do? If I write some JavaScript application or HTML page, I can put this content in a tabular form, or I can manipulate this information, give to data or anything. So when you have REST API, what you will get is you have to just get this URL. When you write application, you can generate your own URL. When I write my application, I can generate my own URL. Then we have tools like Postman and Swagger, through which we can make these endpoints available for the rest of the world. For example, this website which I open now, it gives me these URLs. Okay. Next example I will take. This is one of the URL. See, the first URL is just ending with employees, and here we are passing one in front of employees. So I will copy this one, and again, just like I have pasted here, I will open another tab and I will paste that link here. What am I supposed to get? I am only supposed to get the details of employee with ID 1. Only I got employees with ID 1. Employee name, Tiger, Tiger Nixon, salary, etc., etc. So I will make it as a 2. I will just change it as 2. When I make it as a 2, you will get the details of employee 2. Understanding? Are you able to understanding? Are you able to understand it? Hello, a student? Some person who has kept his mic unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding what I am trying to say? Anybody else? If you are not understanding, please let me know. I can pause for a moment and repeat.
Yes, sir.
Yes, everybody. I assume everybody else is understanding. Okay. So REST API is nothing but typically links like this, which you create when you create your application, and then make these endpoints. These are called as endpoints, okay, or resource or service or anything. Make these services, resource or endpoints available to the rest of the world. Okay, what is its a typical example? When you go to Flipkart, when you go to some some website like flipkart.com. Okay, then in this website you shop, you add something to cart. After adding to the cart, you will have a checkout where you will want to pay. So when you want to pay, Flipkart will not be having its own payment gateway. They will be relying on some third party in the sense other people for handling their transactions. So how the Flipkart will tell that this is a valid transaction from our side, and you have to accept the payment from this one. Or example, when you are paying the college fee, you go to the college website, then you will have a link, you click on that link, and then you will pay. When you click on that link, what is that link? That link is nothing but a kind of REST or SOAP or any kind of web resource. There are two ways by which usually this kind of technology is implemented. One is REST and one is SOAP. But nowadays, most of the people are moving towards REST. So REST is nothing but a web URL which will give you response in the form of JSON with valid authorization and authentication. So how we generate these REST endpoints? I will open my Spring tool suite. Okay. So this is one of the Spring Boot application I have heard. I think 5th semester students are going through the Spring framework. Okay. This is one of the Spring Boot application in which if you look at the controller part, you will have department controller and user controller. So I will open user controller. Okay. This endpoint is get mapping is there, right? So I will have its own port number and its own web URL users/get. When I get these users.get, this becomes one of the link. And what this is supposed to do, this will get all the users from my database through Java application and gives it back to whoever requests. Whoever requests. When my application is running, if I give you valid authorization, even you can access my laptop. If I am connected to the internet, even you can access my laptop and use this service. So it helps the user to get the specialized services from the website, which I need not develop each and every time, because there are applications like Google, Gmail, and etc., which will work on one sign-on. If you sign in once, you will be able to access Gmail, you will be able to access Google Maps, you will be able to access YouTube, you will be able to access so many things that are part of the Google, you will be able to access. So there is one sign in and you can access multiple resources. This REST API actually really helps. So how do you build this REST API? This is how you build it. You will definitely learn it as a part of Spring tool suite, in which where you write the code to create an endpoint. And once you create an endpoint, you can make that endpoint available to the rest of the world, or at least to your local browser. So this is one of the endpoint. What will be this endpoint? Users localhost 8080, usually the Spring Boot or Tomcat server runs on port number 8080, then users slash get. So how, if I want my client application to access that resource, then how I will be writing the code? I will open another small piece of code. See, constant API is equal to endpoint plus, this is concatenation. Okay, what is endpoint? Endpoint is HTTP localhost 8080 slash department slash get slash user slash get slash user slash get. What it will do when I call this, it will, just like in the browser we hit this endpoint, it will hit the localhost colon slash slash 8080 slash users slash get. So it will get all the users from my database. So once I get all the users from my database, I can do any kind of manipulation I want to do with that one. Understanding? Are you able to understand? Hello? Am I audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any doubts, dear students? So it should not bounce what I am trying to say. If you are understanding the part of it, because this I understand totally. This is totally new for many people. I totally understand. If you are not getting anything, then please you can ask me. I can repeat. Anybody? Not only the person who is interacting with me. Your good name, please. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone respond? Yes. Veda, can you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me. Any doubts, Veda?
No.
Manoj, any doubts? Manoj Mahale. Any doubts?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, if you have any doubts, okay, no doubts, is it? Okay, Megha? Megha Gajakosh. Any doubts? Megha, can you hear me? Anika?
Sir.
Yes. Anika, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you are understanding whatever I am saying right now, all of you. Yeah, that's good. Okay, but I will go back to my Word document now. Now, if I want to build a complex JSON, what do you mean by complex JSON? What you are saying now, it is a simple JSON. It is getting most of the fields from the first table itself. Name, surname, Aadhaar number, phone, email. But I am not getting any details like college and then department and then some other fields. Okay, and for your use I have kept college and department table simple. So in these tables we can have another more complex things like HOD, faculty count, etc., etc. So many fields we can have. Okay, insert we can have n number of details towards the right, or address or code, anything, affiliation, etc., etc. Similarly for the college also we can have so many details, college address, date of establishment, or I will simply put start date. etc. etc. We can have tens of fields, especially for the table like college. We can have tens of fields. Okay. Now, what will be the problem with REST API? Here I have written one more JSON where I am calling the JSON itself as student, and then that JSON is again having a nested JSON. A student is always part of a college, or when we are listing college, student is always a part of it. Okay, so when we want to get all these things, like in using the REST API, I cannot take selected field from college. I want only the name of the college, then I cannot take it. I have to take college as a whole, and then I will get all the fields of the college as a whole. Or if I don't want this, then I will have to do a lot of configuration and a lot of code just to ignore the other fields. So what will be the reason of this one? In the small application, it does not harm anything. But when your application is big enough, like you are getting 1 lakh users, 50,000 people are interacting, at that time your database query becomes very costly. So when your database becomes very costly, your application starts becoming slow, and you will consume more resources on the web. And you might have heard about the cloud services like Amazon or Azure or anything, or Google Cloud Services. Those all pay for whatever you consume. So if you have been pulling more data from your database and transmitting it across the network, then you will be paying more for it. So to avoid this, we have something called as GraphQL. So using GraphQL, I can select whatever fields I want. It is my wish what I want. Name I want, surname I want, Aadhaar I want, phone I want, email I want, college I want, but I want only college name. I don't want these fields like college city or college affiliation or college address or anything. I just want department name. I don't want HOD, or I don't want faculty. I don't want its ID, or etc. etc. So there comes the picture in which GraphQL will be beneficial for you. I will show you one online example of GraphQL. GraphQL, it will be difficult to show on my own laptop because I don't have a GraphQL implementation. And I cannot present what I do in my company. It is confidential information. So I have one typical endpoint. Okay, this is one of the endpoint. HTTPS, whatever you are seeing in bold, HTTPS country/turboblades.com. This is one of the endpoint. So this endpoint is topped with the GraphQL layer. So I can interact with this with GraphQL, with this endpoint with GraphQL. This is not a REST endpoint. This is a GraphQL endpoint. Okay, here in line number 32, can I zoom a little? Did I zoom a little? Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it better now? Is it better now? We have queries and country. Okay. So I will just run this query. I will get the list of countries, and there could be so many countries which you don't know about. But yeah, these are all the list of all the countries in the world. I got the list of all the countries only. I got what I want. I want only the name. Here I have mentioned query countries. Countries is just like table. Like you have students, we have countries. I want only name. So I got only name. So a name, and I will write something called as capital. Okay, country and capital. Okay, so I got country and capital only. We are able to see United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. So we can go and find India. A, B, C, D, F, G, H. Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, India, New Delhi. I got only the capital. Okay. I want only. I requested for only these two fields. I got only these two fields. Okay. So the database query cost will be quite lesser. So now I want to include states as well. Okay, states, and then states and the capital. Okay, name we can say. Okay. So when I now it will be just because I have added 2 lines here, my output result will be too heavy because each country will be having so many states. Okay, when I click play on this one, I'll get a much bigger response. So these all countries do not have states, I guess. Yeah, if you look at Argentina, now previously I was getting only name and capital. Okay, now I am getting states. So many states I am getting. But in that states, also I am selecting only name. I am not selecting other rubbish fields which I don't want. I want to know only the state name of the state. So if I go to India, GHIJ KL GHII. Yeah. Okay. Here we have the names of name is India, capital New Delhi, and states Andhra Pradesh, etc., 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 etc. So these we are getting. Now in the states, I want to know which is the capital, state name, and code. Capital should be there. Okay, I think they don't have a name for a capital, or what we can have. We can have ID or country. Country will have what? Native is there. I don't know what is native. Just we can check. So countries, capital name, states. Okay, states, country, native, Argentina. Okay, native is again, I think it is the name of the country only in the form of nested way. So you are able to understand what I am trying to say. In the GraphQL, this is a GraphQL query. Using the GraphQL query, what you can actually do is you can get what you want. There will be no heavier load on JSON. That does not happen with REST. So this is one of the advantage of using GraphQL. And with the GraphQL response, you always get in this format only, nested format. Data, your topmost layer. When it is in the square bracket and again you have JSONs, it is as good as a JSON array. And this is an independent individual JSON. So what you can do with this one, you can list it and you can provide add edit button or delete button or view button, etc., etc. And you can make changes to these and update it as a part of mutation. Similarly, what you saw in the REST API is a get call. It is called as a get API. There are actually 4 methods in REST API. Get, post, put, patch, and options. One more is there, options and delete. 6 and options, and these are not used. These 5 are mostly widely used. Get, post, put, patch, and delete. Using these 5, we can do all the CRUD operations on the database. What do you mean by CRUD? Is create, retrieve, update, and delete. Once we can do all these 4 operations, we can do anything. There are no other actions available what you can do apart from these 4. One is get in the sense fetch, pull from the server, get, add some new thing to the server, then delete an existing entity, and update is nothing but make changes to the existing object. Okay, so I will, did you understand this part? What I said? Using GraphQL, what advantage we get? Okay, I am assuming you are understanding. So I will present some more web links. REST API methods are get, post, put, delete, and patch. So what is get? Using the HTTP get, you will always get the resource. It will not make any changes to the server. Example, this is one of the get request endpoint, HTTP. Okay, I can take this one, this example, and I don't know whether it is active or not, but I can just try and paste it in my browser. So if it is a valid REST endpoint, I will get, no, it is not a valid endpoint. It redirected to some other website. So whenever you get the REST endpoint, valid endpoints, you can paste them in the browser, and if you get the JSON data, then you can know that you have actually accessed the REST endpoint. It's very easy. Most of them do not come with authorization and authentication. If we include authorization and authentication, it will be a much more complex thing to work on, because to get those, we need to use Postman application. Postman application to access the REST API, we use the Postman services. So I have briefly given you an introduction about what is the REST API and how the GraphQL works. So what you can do, what I have given is just like A for apple and B for banana of English. There is so much more to learn in REST API. So whenever you hit any REST API, you get the response codes. So 200 OK is for success, 400 is for bad request, 500 is for internal server error. So there are so many things you can learn with these tutorials. Okay, so how you can go and learn REST tutorial? You can just go to any of your Google links and type REST tutorial. REST tutorial, and you will get tutorials point or web services point. You can just go through the entire tutorial. Okay, simply you can do it on yourself. You need not rely on any of your faculty or anything. I've just given the introduction. You can learn these on yourself. You don't need anyone to teach you those things, and you can start implementing on your things. You will have everything you can do. So they have given you theory, introduction, how you can set it up, how you can write the first application, what do you mean by resources, what is message, what is addressing, what are methods, what is statelessness. These all things you can learn, and maybe after another 15 days I can give you a small test. Once any of your faculty tells you, I can give you a small test, and you can test yourself how much you are prepared with the rest. GraphQL you need not worry right now, but you can just know that some technology as GraphQL exists, because it will be difficult for you to implement GraphQL with just your laptop and without no research. You will need subscriptions or GraphQL implementations, which you still have not readily available. So Hasura GraphQL console is one such website where you need to take subscriptions, and subscriptions are quite costly for college or for individual. Some companies who have commercial business with that usually take subscription of Hasura GraphQL to help their programmers easy access to the database. Hasura GraphQL console. Hasura.io. Yeah, once you will have similarly like this, you will have the example. Through those example, you will be able to access the live database, but unfortunately, you will not be able to do that. So don't worry about GraphQL right now. You can concentrate on REST and try to implement REST. And if possible, I will set a question paper, and after 15 days, don't take an infinite amount of time. Because again, if you leave it for 4 days, you will not remember anything, and it will be a whole new concept again in front of you. So try to go through this tutorial, not only this tutorial, go through 2 or 3 different tutorials so that you will know different things. And then we can conduct one quiz for all of you, and then we can just evaluate, and you need to test yourself basically. That's very important. Nobody needs to give you a certificate of you have done this, it's over, nothing like that. What will be its advantage of knowing this REST API in your interview? Yeah, when you are going through the college interview, none of the college students will be knowing anything about REST at all, because it is not part of the syllabus. But in any of the interview, when you tell the interviewer that I know REST API, you will be creating altogether a different impression, and definitely you will be prioritized for selection. Because ultimately, if you are going as a web developer, Java developer, full stack developer, or UI developer, all you will need to know is REST. Without REST, you cannot actually do anything, because 98% of the not even 98, even 100% of the web application uses SOAP or REST or GraphQL, one among the 3. So you need to learn it. Okay, SOAP is outdated, GraphQL is very new, so REST is something on which you can rely. It will be there for at least next 10-15 years for sure. And then not only this website, tutorials point is one website, and REST documentation, if you type, just Google it, REST documentation. You will get so many websites. Swagger is one such website in which if you include Swagger in any of the website, it will show you the list of all the APIs that you have. So you can learn how to implement Swagger, how to integrate Swagger with any of your applications, etc. So this way you can become very good experts in REST. So I'll just summarize. REST API, GraphQL and SOAP services are used to access the resources over the internet. Resources can be anything, an endpoint or an actual resource. REST API has 5 methods: get, post, put, patch and delete. Using these 5 methods, you can perform the CRUD operations. Similarly, GraphQL has query and mutations. I could show you only query, because in that online web API which we have, it does not allow mutations. So I could not show you any mutations. Query is just getting from the database. Mutation is making any changes to the database. So GraphQL has advantages over underfetching and overfetching. REST API always fetches, and if you want the REST API to correctly fetch exactly what you want, you will have to write a lot of boilerplate code. But in the GraphQL, you will not need to write the boilerplate code, and the resources will be easily available to you. This is the summary. Right, over and out. Anybody have any doubts? I'm open for a quick interaction section. Whatever I have to tell from my end, I have completely told.
So thank you, Akash,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
providing overview of GraphQL and REST APIs. You have given a very wonderful session wherein you have told us the basics about the GraphQL and REST APIs, and you have also given us the various sources through which the students can gain knowledge about these upcoming technologies, which are very much useful in industries nowadays. I
Yes.
hope the students will make use of it and get benefit during their interviews. Okay, so now I request the students, if they have any doubts, they can unmute themselves and ask for the doubts.
Yes. Please, at least few doubts. At least 3.
Yeah, hopefully, few doubts.
So you can ask any doubts without hesitation. Don't think if I don't know. If I don't know, I don't know. That's all. I'll tell I don't know. Nothing to worry. Not necessary that everybody has to know everything. But we can learn that. If I know I don't know, I will try to learn that. So should be the case with you. Ma'am, you can ask any particular person. Not everybody may ask. If some student is fond of interacting, you can just provide some stimulus. So, Veda, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Shitish?
Sir?
Shitish, any doubts?
Sir, I have used it for my interview. How to prepare on it?
Sorry, some mute is coming. I think somebody else is trying to speak.
Akash, she wants to know, like if she wants to prepare for the interview on REST APIs, how she can make use of it, or how has she to prepare for this?
Okay, so what you can do is, so basically, first thing is that you will have to go through the tutorial. Without knowing anything, if you just want to know the interview questions, you will end up memorizing the interview questions. So once after you have gone through the tutorial, you can just, once again, REST API interview questions. This will not make sure that you know everything. Once you do this, I don't say this will be enough. This is Yahoo search. I will take Google search. That will find easily. REST API interview questions. Okay, so yeah, here you have Guru 99 tutorials point. Yeah, once you go in the Guru 99 website, they are claiming to give 15 REST API questions. Okay, see the first question: what is REST and RESTful? This is pretty much what I said. REST representational state transfer. It is a relatively new aspect of writing web API. RESTful is referred as web services written by applying REST architectural concept called RESTful services. So again, yeah, blah blah. And then in RESTful web services, HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete can be used to perform CRUD operations. The very thing I told you. Again, you can go through this, read this. Next, you have a next question. Explain the architectural style of web API. What does mention the tools required to test your web API? Similarly, if you go through all the questions, your preparedness for the interview will be at one step better. Right? So, how are the what technologies you can use for developing the REST API? You can use Spring, you can use Jersey, you can use Access, you can use RESTlet. Not necessarily you should learn all of them. If you learn one, that should be enough to REST the REST API. So similarly, after you are done with this website, go to the next one. Here you have 20 interview. Possibly some of them will be repeated. So again, it is these 5 methods most important. Then what is web services? RESTful web services. Again, completeness. So many questions are there. You can here we also have the response codes, various response codes, and what do they mean? What do you mean by URI? Uniform uniform resource identifier. So these are all questions. What should be the case how you should use your cases, camel cases or snake cases or Pascal case or decimal case, upper case, lower case, whatever we want, we can include these things. And you can just go through these tutorials, learn once, twice, thrice, 4 times and make yourself perfect with the concepts. The very key for learning is learn, unlearn and relearn, because technology changes every single day. It will not be like you know this technology and forever you can encash upon it. Nothing like that. You will have to learn and unlearn and relearn. That's ongoing process till you are alive, till I am alive. Nobody can do anything about it. Did I clear your doubt, Shitish? I think Veda asked that doubt, I think. Akshata, yeah, Akshata. Did I clear your doubt?
Akshata has asked you the question. I think she has cleared her doubt, might be.
Yeah. The only thing is that rely on Google. Rather than relying on anybody else, rely on Google. Google will give you everything.
Yes. Akash, there is another question on in a chat box, that is Vijay Trevankar. He wants to know whether GraphQL is only for SQL databases or for no SQL databases.
It can be used for both, I think. But I have used GraphQL only on relational databases. Non-relational databases like MongoDB or other things. How do they handle GraphQL? I am not aware of it. I think GraphQL is a layer on top of database. So I think you can put it on any kind of database is what I understand, but I have to just clear it. I have used relational database with GraphQL only. I have not used non-relational database with GraphQL.
Okay. Okay, Akash. So one more question like I would like to ask is that if any student who recently have passed out, if they are looking out for a job, so what are the various certifications they have to do?
Ma'am, certifications is really rubbish, ma'am. There is nothing, no such thing like certification. Even after when I taught in college for 5 years, I was thinking that because I am already 5 years late and I am neither fresher nor relevantly experienced, how I will get job. I was too much worried, and in fact, I was. It took me even for a person who has done MTech and worked in teaching for 5+ years. I had hard time finding the job because these companies have very rigid policies and you cannot do anything about it. First thing is that aggregate.
Okay.
Aggregate is very important. It is while you are still in college, it is in your hand to maintain your aggregate. I am also one of the victim who does not have aggregate because in my B time I did not concentrate on it. I concentrate on technology. I knew so many technologies. I helped help my friends clear so many interviews. But yeah, I would not get shortlisted for the interview. And even that background haunts me. Not to every companies I am eligible. Okay, so don't do the same with yourself. While you are in college, maintain the minimum aggregate of 65, 70, whatever best you can. Because companies have that policy. Don't look at your resume if you don't have aggregate. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are, smart you are, or anything. It does not matter unless some new government comes in and makes that change. Companies will consider aggregate because there are 100 crore people in India. Every year, throughout India, 1 crore students will graduate, and not everybody. I cannot take interview for everybody, right? So I need to filter. I want 5 people. I want to interview 10 people. That's all. For 5 people, I will not want to interview 1,500 people. So world is not fair. So nobody is very desperately looking to give you a fair chance. Market is always cruel and cunning.
Yes.
So if you want to survive in it, you have to find your way out. So finding your way out, you don't need any certifications. You need knowledge, and you need your marks cards and grades to prove that you are actually knowledgeable. So if you go and tell someone that I am very knowledgeable, but I always failed in my college, then they will laugh at you simply. If you are so intelligent, you will be intelligent enough to at least maintain 65 aggregate, and they will not entertain you. So if you want to get placed and if you want to look for easy access to job, first maintain the aggregate, then do your basics right, and then gain as much as knowledge as you want. Companies will filter according to their requirement. They will not look any external certification, Microsoft certification or Java certification or some competition certificates or anything. They will not look. They will use their interview tools to filter. You can have these hacker earth competitions and make yourself more skillful. Your skill is something that is going to help you, nothing else.
Yes, Akash, you can better please once start your video
Yes, ma'am.
so that I can take a photo.
Yes, ma'am. Is it? I am sitting in a very small place.
Yeah, you're not visible properly.
Yeah, because we have come back to Dharwad and we have only 2 rooms. In
Yeah,
one
fine.
room, my brother sits and I sit in another room.
Yeah, okay, fine.
It is quite congested. Is it visible or I should turn my laptop?
If possible,
Yes, ma'am. I think that it should be too much. Is it?
yeah, this is better.
Yeah.
Better.
Okay.
Just I will
Just,
take a snapshot. So rightly said, Akash. I don't think so. Even you have proved it. Like after being in a teaching field for 5 years, you have joined an industry and you are doing really good. I don't think so. Like hard work matters a lot.
yeah, hard work matters, ma'am. Really hard work.
Hard work matters a lot. You like it's very much mandatory that you should have a degree. That is, B is compulsory.
Yeah,
If anybody,
these rules are changing, but they will take time. It will not. Now people are starting to respect only the knowledge there rather than looking for a degree. But it will take time. It will take time
Yes.
for everybody to adapt. Maybe next, the people who will join after 5 years may enjoy that benefit. But I don't think presently who are in engineering will get any benefit out of it. Education rules are changing. Good things are happening. But don't.
but it takes time, Akash, to reflect.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
one day, it is not possible.
Yes, yes. In tomorrow, something Prime Minister says or President says, and tomorrow all companies will change their rules, and nothing of that sort is going to happen.
No, it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time.
But really looking at you, we feel very proud. Like being our alumni, you're doing a very good job there. So, on behalf of VDIT Principal and Management, I congratulate you and I
Thank you,
wish
ma'am.
you good luck, a good
Yes,
future.
ma'am. Everything I got from video writing.
Yeah, you're part of VDRT.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank
Yeah,
you. All the faculties who are
VDRT now
available, my sincere namaste.
Yeah, many of the faculties are there who have joined.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Akash. So thank you very much for being with us. And now let me propose vote of thank.
Yes, ma'am. Just
So,
one moment, ma'am. Just one
yeah.
moment. I will say something else. So, if this lockdown has helped someone, it is us. It is our IT industry which has flourished through this time of lockdown. So, computer science people should actually not be worried about any kind of lockdown. All the industries have suffered, but IT industry has grown in this time because everybody is working from home and everybody is contributing. Whereas other people have lost their jobs or anything, but it has not affected IT. So IT is more competitive now. So upgrade yourselves early and try to be competitive enough to compete with this world. Okay.
Yeah, I think listening to your words, your students here may get benefited. They may start gearing up, start preparing for the interviews and gain more knowledge as much as possible and try to make themselves more competitive. I hope our students will be doing it. So
Yes.
thank you, Akash, very much for providing these all insights that will help our students to get placed in good companies.
Yes, ma'am. And ask them to take this quiz seriously. We can give them some 10-15 questions, random questions, and we can ask them to write and give or implement some more technology on yourself.
Yes.
But they should do it on themselves. They should not fall behind any faculty to get it done.
Yes.
They should do it on themselves. That will really help.
Actually, students these many days have been relying on faculty. They were being spoon fed. But now I think that trend has to change because the students themselves, they have to start learning.
Yes,
Then only they will get benefited.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, definitely.
Because everybody have to fight their own battle, as we have told. Nobody is going to help you out in the industry because everybody is competing, right?
Yes, correct.
So why will anybody help you out there?
Correct.
That is what. So these all things our students have to realize it. So the early they realize, like they may get success.
Benefits. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
ma'am.
they may get benefits and they may get more success.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you, Akash. Thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot,
much
ma'am.
for
Thanks a lot for
sharing
giving me
your
the opportunity.
valuable time with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I would like to propose vote of thank. I thank Mr. Akash Konnur, our proud alumnus. for accepting our invitation and being a resource person for the webinar today. I thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with our students on GraphQL and REST API and providing them the insights about how this like emerging technologies will help them in the industry and how to prepare themselves for the interviews and so that they can become so that they can get good jobs and they can become successful. I thank you very much, Akash. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. V.A. Kulkarni sir, for providing this platform and for motivating us and providing the guidance in conducting this kind of events using the online portal. Thank you, sir. I thank KLS management for providing the infrastructure and support and providing all sort of support in organizing these events. I thank our beloved HOD, Professor Purnima Raikar, for her continuous guidance and support in making this event successful. I thank all the teaching and non-teaching faculty members who have directly or indirectly supported in making this event successful. I thank all the students of CSC department for participating in this event and listening to this event and gracing this event. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. So, with this, we will end the session. Thank you, Akash. So, I will be communicating you in future for some more
Sure.
future endeavors.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Akash. So, all the best. Okay.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thanks a lot. All the best to everyone.
Yes. Thank you. All the best to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Okay.